So welcome everyone to this episode of ForageCraft. So since last episode, I didn't want to bother making a clip, and I was just really bored yesterday. I was extremely busy, and I had some help clearing out the icebergs in this ocean biome. It was a busy day. I didn't want to bother him with recording a clip, and I wasn't sure I was mentally prepared for it yesterday. Today, because we've cleared out all of the icebergs here, we're going to be working on the start, at least for the first little bit here, we're going to be working on starting up the drown farm. Now, I have looked up several tutorials on drown farms. Most of them, so drown spawn more in river biomes. I'm not too worried about it, especially since I'm going to be ending up filling up all of the caves below, and I'm going to be using some zombie spawners, which are unique to me, but you should be able to use them in your own world if you happen to find some sort of zombie spawner underneath an ocean biome or river biome that you want to use for this purpose. I'm going to be making my own design of a drown farm, which I will give you an overview of once I have built it and figured out what I'm doing and how it all works. But we're going to be, I think I may end up drilling down into the seafloor eventually, just to extend the spawn area more. But the basic premise that I have in my mind is we're going to have a large covered area with a large structure in the middle of the ocean here. We're going to have a singular in the center. We're going to have a lure, which is either going to be a turtle egg or a villager. I'm standing up here by the killing chamber. The zombies spawn, they go down, they turn into drown, then they float up, get drawn into the bubble column, get sent up and then down into the killing chamber, and they die and it gets sorted out. All simple and easy like that. We're gonna have a large flat area. I'm not exactly sure what I want to make the farm exteriorly look like, but part of the reason I want to do it like this is because most of the drown farm I have seen have been significantly up in the air and really big and boxy and boring looking, and I just don't like the look of that, and I'd rather have it underground and looking really nice on the surface and all that fun stuff, and I can incorporate it into a creative build in that way. Besides, the main purpose isn't for trident collection, it's mostly for copper, which can drop from zombies which get converted into drowned anyway. So, I'm not super worried about the yield of tridents or nautilus shells, just those will happen naturally from the natural spawns. I'm not too worried about it. We'll figure it out, and when I have that figured out, I will bring you guys back and show you the basic idea of what I am picturing for the main body of this build here. And then after that, we'll do more just sort of like the normal weekly check-in videos. We're going to be doing some other things around on some of my other projects. Maybe we'll visit the Japanese island and work on the copper aging machine that I want to build there, because I want to build that. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that in the last episode. And yeah, we'll work on other things as we go and figure it out. So I will catch you guys in a second when I have the farm constructed. Okay, so we're back. I have finished up the farm part of the drown farm. So a couple of things that just didn't work out at all with my initial design and thought. So drowned are really stupid and they don't follow things. They do path find to turtle eggs and villagers, but they weren't, and it's such a low range it wasn't worth it to me to try. So instead I've decided to go with a basic zombie farm entirely base. So you could probably do a micro version of this if you, on a normal vanilla survival world, underground pretty easily. I haven't done the math on exactly how many blocks, but I believe it's somewhere close to 40 blocks that they need to sit in water before they convert. Okay, so I have 4 spawners, which I got with a plug-in silk spawners, and we put them in here in these areas. They get funneled into these tubes where they convert into drowned. They are then, once they are converted into drowned, which is approximately there, so I think that's 20 odd blocks or so, 20 maybe 30 blocks. Then they go all the way down. I have them dropping all the way the rest of the direction here, and then they fall down, get pushed by the water into this water stream and sent up. I have a little entrance here for them if there are any that do like wander in here from the system. They can get pushed up that way. I just wanted to have that as an option if it was a thing. And then we have them going up here to the killing chamber, which we were just at. We have them, because I have the killing chamber in the exact center to maximize the spawn area. Because I have them in there like that, you probably don't want to spend too much time near these, or at least have the corners fully solid if you don't want them to be able to see you and detect you and all that fun stuff. But it seems like maybe I need to shorten the water, or just need to not be in the water. But then they come back up here after it gets funneled this way and then sent up with another water stream in through here, which is another one, and then it drops down into here where you can kill them. The reason, so a couple of the farms I saw had a slab or some other shorter block than this, but the grass path is slightly better than that, because I saw that on a separate farm, and it gives you a barely big enough area to swing your sword through an AFK swing and hit them. And they can't throw their tridents if they have that. Now, this is just for copper. I have filters here for the rotten flesh to get rid of it, because I don't want or need it. And over here we have some drowned heads and nautilus shells if they happen to get them. And then the rest of these are for copper, and then any armor or tools or anything that they have gets shot straight out there at the end in this very similar fashion. And then I have built this large circle out here out of diorite, because I was like, this is one of the, I'm not exactly sure what I want to go for here, but it's going to be another similar obelisk type build with lots of rings. I may do a polar bear ring, and I did drill all the way down to old bedrock underwater with the that amazing thing. What's it called? Conduits, yes. So apparently I found out the conduits actually attack drowned if they get too close to it, which is cool. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not sure if I want to continue working on the outside of this right now, but I may end up working on that. Well, for what I have in mind for the underwater area is I'm thinking of basically doing a gigantic underwater coral reef, maybe some sort of Subnautica tribute in part, which will be fun, and we'll have some submarines and some custom-made aquatic like ocean life built in, and it'll be pretty. And I'm going to be expanding that depth around, and then we'll have some sort of like around the edge where we're going to be drilling out the bottom layer of the world. I'm going to have some sort of like some sort of barrier that you can look through that'll keep the water out. Like, sort of like the buildings in Subnautica. I'm not exactly sure what I want to go for with that yet. Besides, we're not even at that point. We haven't expanded enough with that. But anyway, I'm going to end this clip here, and we'll probably jump into something else. Maybe build another tree farm, maybe work on this, maybe work on a Japanese district. I'm not sure. Oh, and I do intend to build some sort of custom iceberg or icebergs around here in this ocean on top at some point. And that'll be fun, and I think it'll look nice. And anyway, I think I may end up using diorite as one of the base blocks for it, but I'm not sure yet. For now, we're going to end this clip. Oh, and there's one more thing that I forgot to mention. So, this farm is nowhere near as efficient as I'd like it to be, even though I am using 4 spawners to power it, and it can be on all the time. This is not nearly as efficient as one of the river ones. It's just none of the rivers nearby my base are anywhere near the correct size we need for that type of farm. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for a river biome that is the right size for this, and then we'll be doing some sort of custom build to modify it slightly, and then that'll be where we'll get a trident farm. I'm not too worried about a trident farm, just simply because I have the tridents I need, and it's like, okay. But having a Nautilus shell farm might be nice, and a slightly more efficient copper farm would be nice to have. But this is a good thing for now, and I think it'll look pretty nice when I'm done with it. And anyway, yeah, that's what I want to say. On to the next clip where we move on to something else. Okay, so welcome back. So this is the last clip of this video because it's already Wednesday night, and I'm just tired, and my classes are picking up, so I'm not gonna be able to do nearly as much as before. But what we have gotten done so far is I've done a little bit of work on the exterior of the copper farm itself. I filled in all of the extra space with ice, just because I'm not sure what I want to go with that. I want to do some icebergs, sort of like over the edge of this wall, and do that. We got a bunch of rings. I was slightly inspired to do something similar to what I did with the raid farm, which if you haven't seen that episode, go check that one out. But we got a bunch of rings. I left this here because I'm planning on expanding upwards some more. But in here we have a special habitat ring, which I brought in a bunch of the polar bears that were just sitting out and around, and they just keep spawning. I just brought them in here and put them in the habitat ring. There's some general like plant life and snow in there, and it looks pretty nice, I think. I'm hoping to do some like icicles dripping off the edge here. And in this dome over here, I basically just sort of smoothed around the edges of this, made it a thing. Got the collection room over here. And in here, they all lead to the same area, but inside I have I've replaced some of the carpeting, some of the snow with carpets, because sometimes it doesn't always, like, it melts because there's light sources in there, so I figured the white carpet would be a good way to fill it in instead. And, like, this farm is relatively efficient, but nowhere near the river one. I think I need to put a carpet there. But like I said earlier, I'm hoping to build one over a river eventually, and you need to get rid of that. I'm hoping to eventually build one over a river so I can have a more efficient one, but this is good for now. Anyway, and I didn't do any work underwater because it was just a lot, and I don't want to have to deal with underwater right now. I already did enough mining underwater with this giant area down here, and it's just not what I want to spend my time doing right now. I'm hoping to do some sort of like coral reef, floating rock, some stuff that just looked like floating rocks, submarines, that sort of thing, Subnautica tribute sort of, and I think it'll look pretty nice when I get down to it. And yeah, so I'm not sure what I want to do with this for now. We might take a break next episode, do some more work on some other projects. There's one in particular that I'm hoping to get some slight work done, because I have a certain thing that I want to do in May with that build, which I'll talk about when it comes time, and fun times with that. And yeah, we got a bunch of projects working on. This is one of them. I'm thinking of maybe doing another habitat ring up a little higher and bringing in some Arctic foxes for that one. So, fun fact, polar bears attack foxes, so I couldn't put them in the same one. But if I wanted to get a second one, have a couple Arctic foxes in here and a separate hab ring, that would be neat, I think. And all that fun stuff. Yeah, I need to update my maps here. Well, they're already spawned in here, but yeah. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope to see you in the next episode, and I hope you, if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to check out my other videos in the series. Hoping to get some more gameplay from other games out soon, sometime. I'm not gonna commit to a regular schedule on other gameplay other than Minecraft, but we'll figure it out when it comes time. Might just be a random video that gets posted once in a while. But anyway, yeah, I guess I will catch you guys next week when we get the next update with these builds. So yeah, bye guys.